Cisco Umbrella, determine domain disposition with bulk domain lookups. Okay, so I had a question just recently about doing a bulk lookup to see if these domains were in Umbrella and already blocked. So they want to do it based on a file. They get a file with third-party intelligence. And so what I've done is built this script. And this first line here, I'm just going to show you piece by piece, is actually going to query those domains in that list. And if I get back an IP in that list here, I know that Umbrella is blocking them. Depending on the IP you get back, it depends on if it's malware or something, right? But anyways, I get this list. So that's the first step. So I'm able to at least pull that domain, do a bulk lookup. And how I'm doing this actually is, this is just a VM on a Windows box running Linux that has the Windows box has the Umbrella client. And when it goes out to do DNS queries, it's actually providing that lookup for me. Now what I want to do is I'm going to pull the first section out here. So for example, I don't care about the IPs now. I don't care about the A record. What I want is just to pull that first field, and I'm going to put this in a file called outblocked, and I'm just going to cat it or view it just to see what that list looks like. Okay, so I'm just doing exactly what I just did now, but I'm just throwing it into a file, and I'm only keeping that first, the first words, right? So you can see here, I've got this list, but I have this dot at the end of it. So now what I have to do, and I'm just removing these files as I go along so we always start clean. But what I need to do is remove that dot. So I'm going to remove that last character in that file, and I'm going to dump this into a file called outcleaned, and then I'm going to cat outcleaned so we can see what that output looks like. And of course, this takes a little bit to do, right? So there's lots of ways of doing this. My script might be clunky maybe, right? Somebody could write it more efficient. We could have done this in Python. You know, lots of different ways of solving this problem. So, you know, I spent a little bit of time here just building something to solve this particular use case, and it seems to work. So I got rid of that end dot. And so why I want to do this is I'm going to take this out clean file. I'm going to dump it into what I'm calling the domain list 1, right? So you can see the previous file with that dot at the end. So let me get rid of this one. I'm going to take that out clean file now and dump it into domain list 1. And so I'm keeping the files around just in case I want to analyze them, right? And so domain list 1 now will have the out clean files. I'm going to cat domain list 1, or sorry, domain list, right? So the original domain list that I got, and I'm going to dump that into, so append it to domain list 1. Then I'm going to sort that list of names in there, and then I'm only going to pull out the unique ones. So basically what I'm doing is saying, here's all the domains I know that I've blocked in Umbrella. I'm going to dump them in that original file, and I'm going to remove the duplicates, and I'll only be left with file or domains that I didn't block or did not know about. Now, just because Umbrella's not blocking it or Talos doesn't know about it, there's a couple things here, right? How credible is the data that you're feeding it, right? So these could have been stale records that are no longer bad, and we're no longer, or Cisco's no longer blocking them, right? But at least it allows you to start analyzing this further and maybe using additional tools like Umbrella Investigate, right? To investigate those domains a little bit more. So we ran it, and now we cat that out, and we can see we've got 3 domains, right, out of a list of, I think it's 26. So, well, we know in this case yahoo.com is not bad, right? I just put that in there as a clean domain. And so what I'll do is I'll remove this, all these files, right? And I'll only keep the, obviously, the domain list 1. And that could be on a file repository that you can go out and pull, and you can schedule this to run maybe weekly or something like that. But what I'll do is I'll add a couple more domains, right? And I'll just make up some stuff here, right? And I'll just save this out. And so when we look at when we run the script, we should see, additional 2 domains. So we should, I think, see a total of 5 if my math is correct here. So let's go on with the script here. So we got some output. We want to cat the domains not block text so the user can see that instantly, but we also want to keep the file just in case they want to feed that into some blocking mechanism that they have. And then ultimately we want to clean those files at the very bottom there, right? So let's run that script. It's going to ask us to say, do you want to go ahead, right? And so if you say yes, we'll proceed. If you say no, we'll exit the script. Say yes, right? And again, you can have this is a scheduled cron job, and you can feed this domain list file into a file repository and run this, weekly maybe. And you could essentially even email you back the list of domains in question. So the script takes a little bit to run. It's pretty quick. And look at that. We see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Math must be right. But we see those Yahoo and Yahop.com. Pretty easy stuff. Get quick visibility. Everything looks clean. Let's check that domains not blocked file, and the same list is there as well. So again, I can pull that into any one of my other capabilities. Lots of ways of solving this problem. You can use Cisco Threat Response. You can query the data through an API. You can use Investigate and Umbrella with the API. Lots of options. Anyways, pretty easy way to solve that problem.